Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting. Right, we are diving headfirst into the X feed today. It's October 31st, 2025. We're pulling out the sharpest insights. Think of this as your rapid-fire shortcut to what's buzzing, orbital contracts, food fights, you name it.
Exactly. Mission today, synthesis,
Yeah.
depth. We're not just reading posts, we're connecting the dots. Got everything from billion-dollar defense stuff to, new tech acronyms and even fintech fighting corruption. Let's unpack it.
Okay, let's kick off with space. Huge contracts, big engineering challenges. SpaceX, again, dominating the feed. We start with this post from @SciGuySpace. Just says, this seems like a pretty big deal.
And it really is. It's reacting to news that SpaceX is building orbital data centers, basically scaling up their Starlink V3 satellites to host cloud servers. They're planning for, get this, 1 terabit per second downlinks and high-speed laser links between the satellites.
Nice.
Ambitious.
Hold on, data centers in orbit. Why? I mean, we have server farms on Earth for a reason, right? Cooling, access.
Good questions. The potential payoff is huge, though. You cut down latency data travels, less distance, less atmosphere, you sidestep some terrestrial rules, and you get tons of solar power. But you hit that massive engineering problem that SciGuySpace mentioned. Cooling.
Ah, the cooling.
Right. Radiative cooling for massive data centers in a vacuum. Incredibly hard. You lose convection, fans moving air, so you're fighting basic thermodynamics up there. It's a big deal.
Okay, so from high-tech storage to, well, high-stakes defense. The money's following the ambition. At Marionoffel and at Unusual Whales both posted this. SpaceX reportedly snags $2 for Trump's Golden Dome missile shield.
Yeah, this really highlights the convergence of private space tech and national security money. Reports say SpaceX got this $2 billion Pentagon deal. The plan is to deploy up to 600 satellites just for missile tracking.
Yeah.
This Golden Dome idea. It's about a space-based shield, detecting intercepting threats, especially hypersonics, from orbit.
$2 billion. That sounds staggering for one contract. Is that just the entry fee?
Well, absolutely. That's just the down payment, really. Analysts figure the total cost for this whole shield thing could easily top $175 billion, maybe more.
Wow.
Yeah. So this $2 billion, it's step one in a huge strategic shift. Basically, militarizing low Earth orbit for defense.
And while they're planning orbital server farms and defense shields, they're still, just launching satellites like clockwork. At SpaceX posted about a launch. Watch Falcon 9 launch 28 at Starlink satellites to orbit from California. Live broadcast link.
And that launch, that was SpaceX's 100th Starlink mission just this year. They're just relentlessly expanding coverage. For their, 5 million plus users now? And someone replied to the launch post, gravity just gave up again.
Huh. Yeah, that kind of captures it. It's almost routine now.
Exactly.
Okay, smooth transition here. From billion-dollar defense contracts to billion-dollar accountability. Big tech's turn. Texas AG at KenPax.tx posted a big win. I'm glad to announce that Google has now signed a historic $1.375 billion settlement with Texas, the largest ever with a single state.
Right. And the core issue here was unlawfully tracking Texans' location data. Wow. Without proper consent. Now, $1.375 billion, it sounds huge, and it is the biggest single-state settlement.
Yeah.
But you have to ask, right, is this really punitive?
Or just the cost of doing business for a company that size.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Especially for a company with trillions of market cap. This follows other wins, like against Meta.
Yeah.
So the focus on data protection, it's definitely ramping up.
And speaking of big tech's landscape changing, the acronym we use is evolving. Forget FAing. At Krish.dev posted this satirical update. It's not FAing anymore, it's gay man.
You got to appreciate the accuracy, though. Google, Amazon, Y, which is X now, right?
Yep.
Meta, Apple, and crucially, NVIDIA, gay man. And here's the thing. It's not just a joke. It's a real economic signal. The market focus has shifted. It's moved away from consumer media like Netflix and FAing towards that foundational AI stuff. Chips, infrastructure.
NVIDIA.
Their stock's up, 150% year to date. It shows who's building the new digital bedrock.
And that bedrock needs smart AI. Which brings us to Grikipedia, XAI's crowdsourced encyclopedia. People are actually engaging with it. At Tetsuya I posted. Suggested my first edit to Grikipedia. It's easy.
Yeah, the post highlights how simple the feedback is. You see an error, you highlight it, hit suggest edit, and it goes to an AI moderator. Simple loop. But the bigger story is Grok's reasoning. We saw that amazing contrast with its SVG generation. Remember the 2024 cat versus the 2025 one?
Yeah, the first was blocky. The second was a detailed Siamese cat. But why does generating an SVG prove reasoning? Isn't it just better image making?
Because SVG files aren't just pixels, they're code. They define points, curves, relationships in space. So to render that detailed 2025 cat with shading and structure, The AI has to understand structure, space, perspective. It needs genuine abstract coding ability.
Not just predicting the next pixel.
Exactly. That's a significant leap in AI's core capability, real structural understanding.
Okay, now let's talk about the human side of tech, the job market. It contrasts pretty sharply with all this innovation. At Gay Bears observed this about layoffs. I suspect there will be a rude awakening for many former Amazon employees.
Yeah, this post really nailed the disconnect. It highlighted this one ex-Amazon director demanding, like, only remote, high-paying jobs.
A bit entitled, maybe.
Maybe more than a bit, given the reality, right? Amazon alone cut 14,000 corporate jobs this year. And overall tech unemployment, it's hit 5.2%. That cushy, high-pay, remote-first market from a couple of years ago, it's cooled off significantly.
Okay, let's shift gears. Moving from the tech economy to broader consumer signs. How's the average person doing? First stop, Vegas. At Kobe Letter posted. Las Vegas has seen 2 million less visitors so far in 2025 compared to 2024. Consumers are out of money.
That's a big drop, down 7% year to date. And Caesars reported 90,000 empty rooms. It's a pretty clear signal. Caution with discretionary spending, big trips, gambling, things that cost a lot up front. People are pulling back.
So a widespread squeeze. But wait, connect this broader picture. Not all spending is down, is it?
Exactly right. Caution seems focused on those big experiences, but not necessarily on, say, luxury goods people see as essential. Look at Apple. Record iPhone 17 Q4 sales. $49 billion. That's up 6% year over year.
Huh. So skip Vegas, but still buy the new iPhone.
Seems like it. People are willing to forego that weekend trip, but still aggressively upgrade their core luxury tech. It tells you a lot about consumer priorities right now.
Interesting. Okay, staying with tech, but shifting to autonomy. There's a surprising benefit being discussed beyond just human safety. At Elon Musk tweeted, "True, many pets will be saved by autonomy."
And he's reacting to this statistic. It's pretty grim. 5.4 million cats are hit by cars every year in the U.S. alone. Studies suggest AVs could slash animal collisions by maybe up to 90%.
90%?
Wow. Well, machine vision systems are just better than human eyes in reaction times, especially in low light or confusing situations. They don't get distracted.
That's a massive potential win for animal welfare, even if the post itself had that funny, ironic image of a Waymo near that bodega cat, Kit Kat.
Right. Shows the rivalry and humor still bubbling under the surface in the AV world.
Yeah.
Okay, quick pivot now. Let's jump across the globe. Vibrant stuff happening in Nigeria, starting with fintech making unexpected waves.
Yeah, you got to hear this post from @Conofcons11. It's in Pidgin English. "Money way police collect from my hand, pay don reverse am."
Which translates to, the money the police took from me, OPay the fintech app reversed it. The user is basically shocked and happy that this payment app reversed a bribe apparently paid directly to an officer.
Wow. In the context of Nigeria, that's significant.
Well, massive. Police corruption is a deeply entrenched issue there. Estimates suggest officers get something like 35–36% of all bribes paid in the country. So the idea that a private app like OPay can just invalidate an illegal transaction, even if it's rare, that's a powerful, unexpected check on corruption. Pretty amazing.
Definitely. Okay, next up, a wave of nostalgia washing over the feed. @Wizarab10 posted, "If I ever throw house party, I'll bring back this game." And it's a picture of
Soke, the classic rubber band game. Total childhood staple for so many. Low-tech fun, building skills. It's that same nostalgic vibe behind another post that went viral from @TheBigDammy about Bamsa banana milk flavor powder.
the powder.
Yeah, kids apparently used to just eat the powder dry because it tasted sweet. A shared, slightly weird but sweet memory. Taps into that collective childhood thing.
And you can't talk Nigerian culture without a good food debate.
Yeah.
Yaba left online, threw down the gauntlet, one has to go.
And the choices were custard, pap, oatmeal, and Gary. The replies were intense.
So what was the verdict?
Overwhelmingly. Gary is sacred. This is affordable staple made from fermented cassava. Culturally, economically, untouchable. It's about survival, cost efficiency.
So who got voted off the island?
Usually oatmeal. Seen as the foreign import, less versatile, less culturally significant than pap or gari. The debate's really about identity and resilience, disguised as breakfast choices.
Fascinating. Okay, finally in this segment, Afrobeats royalty. A rare public comment that got everyone talking. @Jayathalian posted this quote attributed to Burna Boy. "Wizkid is the king. He's the only one greater than me." Burna Boy.
Yeah, this was pretty stunning. Burna Boy usually calls himself the African giant, right?
Yeah.
Generally avoids these direct comparisons. So for him to publicly concede that about Wizkid, it's unusual respect shown between Nigeria's big three artists.
And it stirs up the fan wars again, I bet.
Immediately. Massive fan rivalries follow these guys. So this was maybe strategic humility. Definitely got people talking.
All right, we got to wrap this up fast. Let's hit some sports and cultural highlights real quick. Football first. Major legal news from @TouchlineX. The English FA have been ordered to pay 90% of costs in Lucas Paqueta betting saga.
This is huge. The FA owes over £1 million now because the spot-fixing charges against Paqueta. Dismissed. Unproven. Connects back to accountability, right?
Yeah.
This exposes big flaws in how the FA investigated this. Their evidence wasn't good enough after a 2-year saga. Major embarrassment for them.
Okay, lighter football notes. That viral manager riddle was doing the rounds from @CFTaven. Kaka, Rafinha, Maldini, Zidane, Iwobi, Thiago Silva.
The answer being Carlo Ancelotti, of course. Managed them all.
And speaking of culture clashes, that Halloween prank video from @PujaMedia, Nigerian striker Victor Boniface at Werder Bremen.
Yeah, getting ambushed by teammates in costumes. His reaction in Pidgin was perfect. Dem no day Halloween for here. Like, we don't do Halloween like this back home. Shows that surprise at Western traditions.
Okay, quick shift to philosophy. Soul had this really evocative take on peak performance. When I've observed the greats operating at their absolute best, they resemble cracked-out StarCraft players to me.
It's a fantastic analogy, isn't it? The idea is that true masters detach from consequences, from ego. It becomes pure instinct. Like a top StarCraft player executing hundreds of actions per minute without conscious thought. Just pure, focused flow state. Action divorced from ego.
Love that. And finally, it is Halloween. Gotta mention the costumes. Ray Sullivan, an engineer at Versailles.
Yeah, his Mark Andreessen costume was brilliant. The commitment.
Well, it wasn't just the sweater, was it?
No. He used this, flesh-toned conical hat to perfectly mimic Andreessen's bold head. Nailed the pose, too.
Yeah.
Very specific, very funny tech bro humor.
Okay, wow. So what does it all mean? In one rapid sweep, we've gone from $175 billion space defense plans.
A $1.3 billion privacy fine for Google.
The rise of gay man.
The absolute untouchability of Gary.
And the English FA getting slapped down legally.
Yeah, if you try and tie it all together. What really stands out today is this paradox, right? You've got extreme consumer caution. Vegas numbers prove that butting right up against fierce demand for extreme luxury tech like the new iPhone, those forces exist simultaneously. And then you have this relentless technological innovation, orbital data centers, AI reasoning, constantly being checked by demands for accountability. Whether it's from attorneys general or, amazingly, fintech apps reversing bribes, it's a wild mix.
That's a perfect synthesis of today's feed. Just an incredible amount of signal packed in there. Thanks for joining us for this daily Vibecasting. We'll catch you next time.